In this video, I'll show you how 50 Cent has quietly built a $500 million empire and why you should pay attention to him. Now, you are aware that most rappers end up broke, but 50 Cent has flipped cultural relevance into a $500 million business portfolio, and his blueprint is a case study in turning attention into distribution, equity, and long-term cash flow. Now, how do I know this? Well, I do breakdowns like this for creators, founders who are looking to build successful e-commerce brands that they can eventually sell. And I know this because I've built and sold 2 brands for $128 million, and I'm building my watch brand to the $100 million mark. So without further ado, let's dive deep into the video. So here is exactly the blueprint on how he has been able to do this, right? He went from hype to building the right infrastructure in place, right? The first thing he did was build attention. He used his rap career to gain cultural relevance and an audience, right? Now, if you're a creator, you've probably gotten a bit of an audience, a bit of momentum, and I'll show you how you could leverage that too for this. Now, he partnered strategically. Now, the name of the game is equity. Your goal is to own a piece of something, because if you keep selling your time for money, you will never get wealthy. But by having equity in something, you're going to be wealthy. And he exited like a founder. He earned $100 million when Coca-Cola acquired the brand for $4.1 billion. Now, the thing I teach founders or creators is your goal should be to build something you could end up selling someday. My own goal is within the next 5 years to be worth $5 billion, and I plan to show 50 people how to build, scale, and sell their brands for at least $250 million. With my stake in their brand, I walk away with $2.5 billion. And this is exactly why I have a community where I show founders how to build their brands. Now let's get into it. The attention to ownership blueprint, right? First, he built an audience through entertainment, right? If you don't have something that people are paying attention to, you're always going to spend money to acquire their attention. But in his case, he was able to generate cultural attention through entertainment, and then he developed strategic partnerships. He converted his fame into business relationships. I always say it's the big money that you make in life is in the handshakes that you have, right? So he was able to strike strategic partnerships. You do not want to rent your time out for money. Your goal will be to have equity, take a bit of equity in something, and then equity stake. He had a percentage of high potential products. Even you as a founder right now, if you build the right business, you build the right structure, put the right inputs in place, you're obviously going to be able to sell your brand for tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars down the line. Now let's assume that all you had was 40% stake in something. If you had 40% stake in something that sells for $1 billion, that's $400 million that you get to keep. And this is how I teach you to think. I teach you how to operate strategically in a way that you could walk away with hundreds of millions of dollars, money that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And owner's exit, it cashed out through acquisition. The biggest amount of money you would make in your entire life will come from when you sell something, from when you sell your brand. You could have money to survive, to take care of your basic expenses and cash flow through your business. But if you position it properly, you will make the most money in your entire life when you sell. And how did he do this? G-Unit clothing, right? First, he didn't sell just merch. He sold something that was identity driven. He created retail-ready fashion, not just promotional merchandises. And he then figured out a way to get mainstream distribution, right? By securing placements in major retail chains. You have to leverage your strength. If you have access to certain rooms, you have access to certain people, then leverage the fuck out of it. That's what he did. And also cultural belonging, products that signaled identity, not just celebrity endorsement. You want to sell something that people will identify with, and that's one of the things that 50 Cent did. And he did it very, very well. 50 builds products people wanted because they said something about the customer, not just the creator. People will buy from you because they are selfish, so you need to appeal to the selfish desires that your potential customers have. And this is the brand stack. He launched headphones company as a direct Beats by Dre competition, and he owned manufacturing and distribution, not just endorsement, right? Then he secured minority ownership in premium liquor brand, and he later sold the stake after driving cultural relevance and sales, right? And then Greenlight Gang transformed the movement into product line with built-in audience, created merchandising opportunities from owned IP. There are multiple ways you as a creator can make millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, but you need to have the right strategy in place, and that's what I teach, that's what I show. So if you love this, then DM me on Instagram at ecom with Abdul with the word private, and I'm going to see if you're a good fit. If you are a good fit, then I'm going to personally respond to you to make sure that you can have the right structure and systems in place to end up building a brand that you can sell someday. So the content distribution engine. He produced content. He created each shows through the G Unit films, and you've probably seen Power. You've seen Raising Canaan. All of this were distributed through 50 Cent's platform, and he owned IP. So he secured the rights to recording intellectual property, and then he made sure he was placing products like built-in marketing channel for his own owned brands. And that's the same thing I do with Phoenix watches. Like in all of my videos, I'm wearing my watch. In this video, I'm wearing my watch, right? And that's exactly what 50 does too. So the smartest people own their means of distribution. And he drove commerce. He funneled his audience to his e-commerce backend, right? Your best funnel isn't a discount code, it's a story people want to be a part of. If you can make people feel something, if you can make people love what you represent, then they will always stick around and want to buy from you. So this is the media ownership advantage. He created Power, which was an original series, and this was a flagship show that built the foundation of his TV empire. Then he created Power Book 2, which was Ghost, and he expanded his universe with built-in audience and IP control. Then Power Book 3, which is Raising Canaan, further franchise extension with recurring revenue, and BMF, new IP with cross-promotion potential to existing audience. So every show is a content funnel that fuels his e-commerce backend, music, merch, liquor, and more. 50 Cent is not just a musician. 50 Cent is a business genius that deserves to be paid attention to. And this is how he's been able to build a $500 million empire. So this is the e-commerce lesson, right? Your goal should be for you to be a media company first. You need to create content that builds trust and attention, and then you need to build a community around what you have, right? Build a community, develop narrative that people want to participate in, and then monetize through products. Your goal should be to convert engaged audience into customers and advocates. And as an e-commerce founder, your primary business is media. The product is what you monetize after trust is built. That's what I did. I've not spent a dime on ads when it comes to Phoenix watches, but I've been able to leverage my content, which is something that is an asset, because the more attention it generates, the more revenue the brand gets. So this is the complete 50 Cent empire, and this is how he has strategically done it. $100 million from vitamin water early exit, $150 million through his brand portfolio that ranges from clothing, audio, liquor brands, $200 million in media properties, TV, film, and content production. And this is why he's currently sitting at $500 million in total holdings, which is still growing. 50 Cent turned music fame into a $500 million portfolio through smart equity plays, product ownership, and content control. Your goal should be, how can I do this too? This is how you can build your own empire. Your goal should be to build attention. Create content that attracts your ideal audience. Trade that for equity. You want to convert influence into ownership stakes, and then you want to create systems around it. So develop scalable offers and distribution channels, and then control your backend. You want to own infrastructure that powers your brand. And that said, if you want to learn from me, check the pinned comment of this video or DM me apply on Instagram at ecom with Abdul if you are making less than, if you're at the 6-figure range. But if you already at $50,000 a month and want to scale to $5 million to $50 million a year, then DM me the word private and we'll see if you're a good fit. Then we'll enroll you into my advanced learning. But check out this video on how I helped a brand make £400,000 in 30 days. And also watch out for the next video where I'm going to be showing you how Selena Gomez built a $1.8 billion beauty brand. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.